I'm Jean Alfieri, and normally you hear me say, I'm Jean Alfieri, author of Zuggy the Pug. But I have a special announcement today, and that is that I am also the author of something different now. The title of my new book, which I wish I had in hand, but it is still to be released, is called Blessed to Be Me. Celebrate the stories of your life. It is a guided journal, and I hope that you will find great pleasure in it, and especially now during this time. And by that, I mean during the pandemic and us almost being to the end of self-quarantining and having to stay at home, sheltering and all of that. I had the great opportunity to be interviewed by our local Fox 21 News today, and it was just so great. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad it wasn't live because, you know, when you go live from home, the dogs go crazy and everything else, but it went very well. And what they wanted to talk to me about, and I'm not sure how it's going to be edited, so I wanted to offer it to you here in its entirety. What they want to talk about is, why is storytelling so important? And what I offered was that storytelling is important because it connects us. It connects us to each other. We can understand and share in each other's joy when something great happens, and we can celebrate it with each other. And it also gives us an opportunity to share in each other's pain. When they're going through something, when someone is going through something that we get, we understand it because we've done it, and we can offer them some words of encouragement, or even if we've never gone through that before, we can simply empathize with how they're feeling. And it also connects us with ourselves. Journaling, you know, I call diary, when you do a diary, it just really is more the day-to-day, and after a couple of years you might not even remember, let alone after a decade, when that happened or what it was. But something that really sticks with you is a story that needs to be shared and appreciated and understood. And so when you journal, which is just taking a look back at a particular point in time, you have a new appreciation for it. You might be able to see some things at work that you hadn't anticipated, or when you were in the thick of it, couldn't see. And you really can then appreciate the blessings that are happening in your life. And so what I am offering in this journal is an opportunity to prompt you, to give you some guidance, to look back at things and maybe see them in a different way. And for the newscast this morning, I offered a prompt for families right now still at home. We're almost there, right? We can see the end, the light in the tunnel. We know that things are going to get back to normal sometime soon, but what is normal anymore, right? After having been through this, how did we survive? It has been an extraordinary time. And by that, I don't mean it's necessarily been a good time, right? None of us would ever have wanted this, but we've been in it. And there have been heroes that have come out of it. And standing behind me is my prompt for you. I'd like to know who your hero has been through all of this. And there are many, and some that we have been recognizing, right? My neighbor, if you've been in and had to get any kind of procedure or have been ill and had to go to the hospital, she's been your hero because she is a nursing supervisor and has worked day and night and been on call for days to address this issue. And she has. And then there have been the people that we identify very easily, the medical professionals, the first responders, our grocery store clerks of all people, right? I mean, keeping the food stocked as best they can. And it's just been extraordinary in the way that I don't believe anybody in January of this year would have expected that in March they could be a hero to someone just by delivering a package of toilet paper, of all things, right? And, you know, our son is away at college, and we were talking with him and staying connected, as I'm sure most of you are and hope that you are. And I joked with him and said, yeah, I bet you'll be home when your toilet paper runs out. And he laughed and he said, no, I think I'm good on toilet paper. And I said, really? I'll trade you 2 eggs for a roll of toilet paper. But who would have imagined that just a couple of months ago? And yet here we are. And so who are your heroes? For me, it's very easy. I've got a number of them. I mentioned our neighbor next door. My neighbor the other direction across the street provided me this beautiful balloon bouquet. She is dealing with something extraordinary. How did you have to improvise? You know, I asked that too. And she's a perfect example of having to improvise. Her daughter's birthday is coming up, and they can't have a party. They can't have people over. Well, certainly there are things to celebrate during this time. How did you do it? She is having a virtual birthday party. She's going to connect with family and talk to grandma and grandpa over the phone and via the web, and she's going to celebrate it that way. She kind of got carried away with all the balloons that she had to decorate the house and offered to provide me with some. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So here we are. We get to enjoy them too. But you know, that's the kind of thing, you know, who has been a blessing to you in your life? Who has been your hero? Another one that I can think of right off the top of my head, and perhaps you've had this in some fashion as well. My instructor at the YMCA, who I have been attending her classes for over 10 years, when the Y closed, sent out a note to her Facebook group and said, if you guys want to get together for a half an hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll set up a video and we'll do a workout from our homes. And we'll use just the basic thing, cans of soup, paper plates, right? Whatever we can. And we'll get a workout in for half an hour. It has been wonderful. What a blessing, truly. Not only am I feeling well and healthy and you know, from a physical standpoint, but mentally and emotionally to connect with my people has just been wonderful. And so I thank you, Alexia, for that. So, I mean, who has been your hero? Again, I'm asking this question, and it's been fun because on the news, I got to offer this prompt for people. This one, and then the other one was, what else unusual have you had to improvise? Was it a party, something social that you had to do differently, or a recipe that you had to do differently? I'm looking into my kitchen because, oh my gosh, when you can't get chicken or eggs, and the recipe calls for chicken and eggs, what do? I have used some very interesting ingredients, and I have to say, I haven't been disappointed yet. But I'm sure there have been some flops out there, right? You try and substitute something for something else, and it's not quite right. But maybe you were able to come up with something that was even better. How neat is that? And now you've got a new recipe going forward. Capture that, because in 10 years, right, your kids aren't going to know that your pork green chili that is so delicious and a family favorite used to be a chicken green chili that, you know, just then wasn't as good after you had it with pork, whatever it may be. You know, we want to celebrate the good things that are coming out of this too, especially because we're almost there and we're almost emerging from it. So for those of you who've got stories that are worth keeping, and worth sharing, and allowing grandparents to connect with grandchildren on a different level, right? What have you been through that's been anything remotely like this, right? We've never experienced a pandemic in our lifetime, but what did you get through? Was it the Great Depression, right? What are those things that we share in common that even if we look back ourselves, we can gain insight and inspiration from? That's what my book is all about. Blessed to be Me, Celebrate the Stories of Your Life. It's going to be available coming up here on April 14th. And I'm going to have a virtual book launch with a few friends of mine this weekend, and I'm looking forward to that. And that would have been something I never would have considered. And yet, I am going to have my sister-in-law from Chicago and my best friend from high school joining us from long distance, and then a few people locally too that are going to be able to participate who have been really key to making this book happen. It does take a village, it's true. So look for that. That'll be coming out soon. And I hope you guys are doing well, staying healthy, and are interested. It will be up on Amazon, so you'll be able to buy Blessed to be Me coming up soon. And if you'd like to email me with who you have been blessed with and who your hero has been during this time, I would love to hear it. You can email me at jean@blessedtobeme.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care, everybody. Stay well and healthy. Bye-bye.